You know what separates the animal that eats tonight from the animal that goes hungry? It's not always the strongest one out there. It's not always the fastest one either. Ask yourself something. In the wild, the fastest predator on Earth can only hold its top speed for a few hundred yards before its body gives out. It's built for one explosive burst, and if that burst doesn't land, it's done for the day. But there's another kind of hunter out there. Not the fastest, not the strongest. But it doesn't have to be, because it doesn't rely on one explosive moment. It relies on something most competitors never train for. It just keeps coming, mile after mile. It doesn't need to catch you in the first minute. It just needs you to still be running in the 40th minute. Exhausted, legs shaking, out of everything you had. And it's still right there behind you, barely breathing hard. Because it never spent its energy trying to be spectacular. It spent its energy learning how to never stop. That's the gift I need you to understand today. It's called competitive stamina. And I promise you it will beat talent every single time talent gets comfortable. I don't need you to be great for 1 week. I don't need you to be great for one big moment everybody's watching. Anybody can be great for a week. Anybody can perform when the lights are on, and the crowd's watching and the adrenaline is doing half the work for them. I need you to be great when nobody's watching. I need you to be great in month 6 when the excitement's worn off. I need you to be great in year 3 when the results still haven't shown up the way you hoped they would by now. Competitive stamina doesn't mean you're the most talented person in the room. It doesn't mean you're the smartest, the fastest, the most naturally gifted. It means you made up your mind about a goal and you decided, quietly and permanently, that you are not stopping until you get it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how much it costs you. It doesn't matter how many times the plan has to change along the way. Once you're locked onto something, you stop complaining about the obstacle and you start spending every waking hour on the solution instead. You're not going to out-talent everybody. Accept that right now because it's true. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can start building the thing that actually wins. You're going to outskill them. You're going to outpatience them. You're going to outwork them. You're going to beat them doing it the right way. Over and over, on the days it's boring, on the days nobody's clapping, on the days it would be so much easier to just take the shortcut everybody else is taking. People love to call it luck when they see somebody succeed. They watch the finished product and they say, must be nice, must be lucky. Everything just fell into place for them. No, before it was luck, it was belief. It was somebody getting up alone at 5 in the morning with nobody watching, training in the dark, in the cold, because they believed in something long before there was any evidence to justify believing in it. All success really requires, when you strip away the mystery around it, is that you sweat for it, work for it, study for it, and refuse to quit on it. Never take no as the final answer. Never give up just because the results are slow. That's the actual formula. It's not glamorous. And it's not exciting to hear, but it's true. And it works every single time somebody actually commits to it fully instead of halfway. Here's the honest truth most people won't say out loud. Most people who say they want to be successful don't actually want it that badly. They want the idea of it. They want the version of success that doesn't require waking up, miserable in the cold every morning to earn it. They kind of want it. And kind of wanting something has never once been enough to build anything that lasts. This new path you're choosing is going to suck sometimes. I need to tell you that honestly, because I'm not interested in selling you a fantasy. It's not going to feel good most days. It's going to be uncomfortable, exhausting, and thankless for longer than you'd like. And here's the secret nobody tells you, that discomfort is exactly how you grow. Nobody's going to hand you the version of yourself you're dreaming about just because you want it badly enough. Wanting it is the entry fee. It's not the payment. I need you to get to the place where you execute regardless of circumstance. I don't care what's happening around you. I don't care what excuse the day is offering you. You put the work on your back and you say, let's go. Anyway, you can be the person who shows up for a month. Anybody can do a month. I need to know you can do it for the whole year. 365 days, not the highlight reel days. All of them. If you're not willing to show up on the days it doesn't feel worth it, you're never going to become the person who's still standing when it finally is worth it. Monday grind, Tuesday grind, Wednesday grind. Every single day is a grind. And every time you stop and start, you're breaking the exact momentum that was going to carry you through the hard part. Find your pace, not somebody else's. Stop measuring yourself against a rhythm that was never built for your life. Find your own pace, and then stay at it relentlessly, regardless of what quarter of the game you're currently in. Nobody remembers who was winning in the first quarter. Nobody remembers who had the early lead. The only quarter that actually counts is the one where the game ends. So it doesn't matter if the beginning of your journey looked rough. It doesn't matter if other people passed you early on. What matters is whether you're the one still standing, still fighting, still showing up when the final buzzer goes off. Make this your standard starting today. Every time I get knocked down, I get back up. I do not surrender. I show up as the best version of myself at the start of the day and at the end of it, regardless of how long the day turned out to be. That's not a mood. That's an identity. And identities get built through repetition, not through good intentions. We live in a world that rewards mental toughness eventually, even when it doesn't look like it in the moment. So what if you decided, starting right now, that you were simply going to outwork everybody around you, not by being cruel about it, not by tearing anybody else down, just by deciding that when everyone else eases off, you go a little harder. When everyone else calls it a day, you stay in a little longer. What if that decision became your identity instead of just a temporary burst of motivation that fades by next week? Constant, never-ending improvement. That's the phrase worth tattooing on your mind. It doesn't have to be a massive leap every single day. Nobody's asking for that. And honestly, massive leaps aren't even sustainable. What actually compounds into something undeniable is small, consistent improvement in the areas that actually matter, applied on a regular basis without fail. That takes discipline. That takes grit. That takes the willingness to keep showing up, even when the growth feels invisible day to day. It's hard. It's also worth every ounce of the difficulty. Outlift the competition before you ever step onto the field. Outdiet them before the game even starts. Push harder in the parts nobody's grading you on. Because that's exactly where the real separation happens. Not in the visible moments, but in the invisible ones nobody's tracking except you. And something starts happening to a person who lives like that. You start believing, honestly and rightfully, that you're doing things other people simply aren't willing to do. Which means you deserve outcomes other people aren't going to get. Not out of arrogance, out of earned confidence, built the slow way, the only way that actually holds up under pressure. If you want to be great, if you want the recognition, the opportunities, the life you keep picturing in your head when nobody's watching, there's exactly one way to guarantee any of it. You become so good at what you do that it becomes undeniable to everyone around you. Not almost undeniable, fully undeniable. The kind of skill level that ends every argument about whether you deserve the opportunity before the argument even starts. Undeniable isn't a gift some people are born with and others aren't. It's a character trait you build on purpose wherever you happen to be planted. It means that no matter what role you're given, no matter how small it looks on paper, you put in the work, you sharpen the skill, and you become the best version of whatever that role requires. It doesn't matter if you're doing the most overlooked job in the building or negotiating the biggest deal of your career. The standard doesn't change. You bring the same relentless commitment to both. Because undeniable isn't situational. It's a habit. And habits can absolutely be built by anyone willing to put in the repetitions. Every single day I try to give more than I gave the day before. Somebody once asked me, after a day I'd already given everything I had, what I was planning to give the next day. I told them I didn't know exactly, but it was going to be more. Not because I'm chasing some impossible standard just to prove a point. Because there are people counting on me. Because I don't have days to waste pretending this life is casual when it's the only one I get. You've got to get a little more intense about your own life. Stop treating your goals so casually, like they'll simply arrive whenever it's convenient. If you're going to play this game at all, play it to actually win it. Play it like it matters, because it does. I want your intensity to rise. I want you to feel it in your chest when you think about what you're building, because it's the decisions you make in the small, unglamorous moments repeated daily that quietly determine the entire direction of your life. Commitment is the whole engine underneath everything I've said so far. You don't become successful the moment you announce your goal out loud. You become successful the moment you actually commit to the daily, repeated work the goal requires, especially on the days it's inconvenient. You're going to hit hard stretches. There will be real difficulty. If this was easy, everyone would already be doing it, and it wouldn't mean anything to accomplish it. But whatever it takes, commit to doing exactly what you said you would do, and the results eventually follow the commitment, not the other way around. Find your routine and protect it like it's the only thing standing between you and the life you actually want. Because most days it is. You'll have a rough day here and there across the year. That's simply being human. But the actual strength lives inside the routine, not inside the occasional burst of motivation that fades by Thursday. You don't become a champion on the field in front of everyone. That's just where the champion gets revealed. You become a champion in the dark when nobody's watching. Doing the extra rep nobody assigned you. Running the extra drill nobody required. You become a champion in how you eat when no one's checking. In how you think when no one's listening. In the version of yourself you build, quietly before you ever get the stage to show it off. Here's what's actually wrong with a lot of unfinished dreams. Too many people are waiting for somebody else to be more committed to their goal than they are to it themselves. That's backwards, and it will always be backwards. Nobody is coming to want this more than you want it. The moment you finally understand that fully, execution becomes the only option left, because you stop waiting for permission or partnership that was never going to arrive on schedule. If you really want this, you have to learn to sacrifice. You have to learn that sometimes you give something up in order to go up. Look yourself in the mirror and say it until you believe it. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. Whatever it takes. You weren't built to live average. You were built for more than that. And more than that only ever belongs to the ones willing to outlast everybody else, still waiting for it to feel easy, be phenomenal, or be forgotten. The choice, like it's always been, belongs entirely to you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.